Organizing files, documents, and folders in Google Drive is a little bit different than what you might be accustomed to in Windows. The parts that are similar are that there are folders and files, and here I've organized my top level, my highest level in my Google Drive with two folders. I have one called Information Services. This is the Information Services account for Cedar Springs. So in that folder, I have all the documents and other folders associated with that primary area. And then in my temp folder is any document, perhaps I have an email that comes in and there's an attachment and I would just want to look at it. I don't want to put it locally. I want to put it in the temp drive so that I can access that file if I wanted to on a different device very easily without having to find the email. I can access it through the temp folder. But by putting it in the temp folder, then once a month I can go in and clear all those items out. So I don't have to load my Google Drive down with superfluous files that may not be needed long term. So I click on Information Services, I have all these other collections, and you'll see across the top there different icons for other people on staff who have access to all of these folders. So what I did was I shared that first directory here, the Information Services. I shared that with a number of people on staff. The technology team, for instance, all has access to all of these folders and all these files within this collection. And that is the best practice for utilizing Google Drive effectively, is to create a top-level folder similar to Windows. So for example, Information Services folder, and then share it with your team, or a music and worship folder and share it with the music and worship staff, or nursery and share it with the nursery staff. And then just each of you can put folders and files within that collection, and anything that goes inside underneath that collection as a part of that collection will automatically be shared with the same people that you shared the parent folder with. So let me go through that one more time. So the Information Services folder was shared with the technology team. So anything that is placed inside the Information Services folder is automatically shared with the same people that the parent folder is shared with. So therefore, I can just put whatever into the Information Services folder and it's automatically shared. I don't have to reshare it each and every time. If I wanted to notify other members of the tech team that I've added a file, I can simply click on the file and do the option Email Collaborators, for example. I'll click there and do more, and then share, and then Email Collaborators. And that will give me the option of sending them an email with a link to that particular collection attached. So I'm not sharing that collection again, because what happens if you simply share every single file and every single folder with your team, then down here in Shared With Me, I do believe I've cheated and I've cleared all my shared out. But if you click on Shared With Me, it's likely you'll have just lists and lists of files. So again, to restate the point, it's best practice if you want to share a whole bunch of files. Say, for example, you took a lot of photographs and you want to share those with your team. Put all those photographs in a single folder and then share that folder with your team, so that when they go to Shared With Me, they see that folder has been shared with them, not hundreds of photographs have been shared with them. But specific to ministry teams, I would highly recommend that you just agree on a file structure. It could be the same structure that you're utilizing on the local network, the Windows network. This is our file tree. This is our parent folder. This is how we're going to organize our ministry, and we're going to put these files in these folders, and just agree on a strategy of how you're going to manage that. And that will help organize your Google Drive out of the gate and keep all of you and your teams on the same page with where to find documents. And then if you want to share a particular file or a particular folder outside the organization, that's perfectly fine. You can still do that, specific to individual files and things like that. But when you're working in Google Drive in a team environment where you're likely working off the same documents over and over and over again, I would, again, create a top-level folder that's ministry specific, like nursery, and then share that folder and then to add any other child folders or documents and files within that folder so that the sharing rights are automatically inherited for you.